15 leadership rules to help you and your team succeed. Whether you're the CEO of your own company or simply leading your department, there are many things that make up great leadership skills. Here are 15 essential rules of leadership that can help you to get to know how to be an effective leader, no matter where you stand in the organization hierarchy. The number one rule is to lead your life by the truth. The truth equalizes all. A fact doesn't care about the context or what someone else says. The truth speaks for itself. It's the reality of the situation. Leaders who are honest route themselves towards success. Once you start lying to others, or even worse, to yourself, you are no longer on the right path. The effort you put in is never enough. You're fracturing the foundation of what you need to succeed. Data and experimentation gives teams power by shifting the conversation from I think to I know, knowing what the truth is, then packaging it however you see fit. But always knowing where you stand is critical. Number 2, put your mission above your ego. Being a leader must be driven by the mission, not your ego. When your ego wants what it wants, you will sacrifice others. However, a leader sacrifices their egos to get everyone what they need. As a result, the real leaders are split from the pretenders. The company's mission may be just something they have to put on the company's website, but for others, it signifies a public contract they have with themselves. Act accordingly and always play the long game. Rule number 3 is if you don't care about your people, that means they won't care about your mission. Ask yourself, what's your mission? What's your organization's mission? What are the employees' mission? Your title makes you a manager, but your followers will decide if you are a leader. If you ignore rules 2 and 3, at this point in your journey, you're done. Leadership is not about doing the most, but doing the most for people around you. A fourth rule is that you must be willing to take responsibility for the result, not just the actions you would have liked to be taken. With your position in charge, you're responsible for the end result of this game. What does it say on the scoreboard at the end? Does it matter? For the sake of your credibility, it is better. As a leader, it's your fault if your team doesn't win. It's your responsibility to get morale up before the fight. Under your guidance, training, and vision, they're heading out into the world to do what you can't, win battles. When you win, it's a team effort. If you lose, it's because you failed to get a team in the position to win. Some fights aren't worth it, even if you win them. Number 5 on the list, a good leader invests in themselves. Great leaders aren't born that way. They learn it along the way. Leaders invest in themselves by reading. They're constantly networking and picking up knowledge. They go to conferences, they give presentations, and they listen to what people who have gone before them have learned. When you're investing money in yourself, you have to figure out where to spend it to ensure you'll get a great return on your investment. A good online course is so worth it. It's like the student is robbing the teacher. A bad online course is like the teacher stealing from the student. Look for online courses that will teach you skills that will last for a lifetime. It'll change your life. Rule number 6, leaders set the tone. The team leader makes all the major decisions. The team leader establishes the work schedule and dictates how work will be conducted. Don't expect other people to do more than you're willing to do yourself. When people see their boss putting in twice as much as effort as they are, they're willing to work even harder. As we all know, the best managers take the credit for the team's achievements. But don't let any failures go accounted for. So don't be that manager. In order to count on your team, you have to be in this with them. If you're too big to take care of the small task, you'll quickly become irrelevant. As a leader, you need to set up safety nets for yourself and also to do work for your people. You need to make magic happen for them too. Furthermore, a study of 195 leaders in 15 countries has discovered the top 10 skills which those in leadership positions use, including competencies grouped into 5 categories. Rule number 7, assure all team members have consented to sailing in the same direction as you do. Some people that work for you don't have real intentions for staying where you are and what you're working on. These people come on board the boat simply because it seems like the best place to be at the time. As a leader, you need to determine who these people are and what they expect from you. Moving forward necessitates the system working in unity, with everyone in sync. paddling with the same intentions as Viking warriors. With that in mind, we move to our next point. The eighth rule is don't sacrifice the group to please the individual. Remain objective. Sometimes one bad apple will spoil the whole bunch. Be willing to let go of people who don't fit in with the team's values and vision. Those who are not a good long term fit. Those who aren't fully on board with the organization's objectives. When it comes time, we'll sync up and work together. There's a great quote that goes like this: Plus, an all star team will always beat a team of all stars. And we really believe that you need to know you can rely on your teammates to do their jobs. Leadership isn't an exercise in highlighting personal triumphs and leading an assembly of egos. Instead, it is what allows individuals to transcend themselves and elevate the larger whole, which is more than the sum of its parts. Number 9, treat your employees as if they matter, and they will show you their appreciation. You don't need to do their work for them. If you do, you're not doing your job correctly. To motivate someone, trust in them to get a job done, and to encourage others to become a leader, which requires a mix of heart and mind. No single aspect is sufficient to generate both trust and respect on its own. Ideally, every member of your team should have autonomy over their respective lanes. The team members are people who understand the project vision and jump in and assist when help is needed. People who always say, "How can I help?" are generally poor team players. Getting everyone in the meeting like this is a good way to figure out who you can trust and who isn't interested in progress. Always be sure to reward those who take initiative. For instance, as an employee, figure out a solution to a problem your company is having, and then offer your solution to higher ups. If it's an acceptable solution, they will assign you the task of executing it. This is how you become successful. Rule number 10: upgrade your people, and they'll upgrade your business. It is as valuable as your people. Great leaders ask, how can you make things better for those doing the work? Become indispensable, and your earning potential will be unlimited. The more valuable your employees are, the more value they will generate for your business. So there's always room to grow. You should never put a limit on how much an employee can earn, as long as they're bringing in twice as much value for the company as they're bringing in. As an employee, you need to have a portfolio of skills that can leverage to solve complex problems. Through your employees' training, consider getting therapy performance coaches. You will become more competitive as they grow, so everybody gains. Rule number 11, don't step in with solutions too quickly. The job of a leader is not to solve every employee's problem, but to raise employees that are able to figure things out on their own. Ensure they have the tools they need to be able to solve their problems. Leaders do not bring out greatness from others. As a result, they create an environment in which people can do their best work of their lives. Rule number 12, praise in public, criticize in private. People want to know you have their back. We're all scared of public humiliation. A study shows people rank public speaking higher than death in the hierarchy of fears. We're scared of being wrong in public, but we take pride in public wins. Take advantage of that by highlighting what members of your team are doing well. However, if someone is performing poorly or screwed up, we're all to blame, especially you for not noticing this comment. Take this opportunity to coach them in private, and they'll appreciate your gesture since it won't diminish them in the eyes of others. Rule number 13, communicate clearly. Early on in our career, we made the mistake of expecting our employees to read our minds when we were running low on supplies or deciding on future activities. Ask yourself, did I take time to coach, teach, or guide this person through the required action to the degree that I intended it? If not, then it's your fault. They did not execute it the way you envisioned. They didn't know the requirements since they were never notified. Being clear with your communication helps make your employees feel safe and confident, which benefits them and the company. Leaders can also make an environment of predictability and knowledge where your employees have better understanding of the world they live in. Rule number 14, the leader shapes the future. If your future leaders aren't agile, comfortable with change, and can think one step ahead of their employees, they won't be very good at their job. They don't know what's to come. They don't have the ability to understand how one thing connects to another and connects to a future like you can. A leader in their business relies on you to create their future and reveal it to them. Most employees exist in the present, while a leader's past and future exist at the same time. Be responsible in creating the future for you and everyone else. Don't take the responsibility lightly. Rule number 15: make things happen. During setting up the next play, a great leader keeps the wheel turning while their attention is focused on the fundamentals. While the team's efforts are linear, your efforts are exponential. If you hit that shot, your team will see your ability to substantially improve everyone's chances of success. That's how you build trust. Do what you say you'll do. Provide the opportunity by setting up the setup. After that, it all boils down to mastery of the fundamentals on the part of their side. When you do that, they act like an army general leading his troops. Seeing you do extraordinary things makes them feel they have a chance to win. Your workers should have a B mentality because you inspire confidence in them. And you, as the leader, should have a lion's mentality. They're focused on the day to day, while you just make sure you hunt the big game so everyone knows they'll eat. We have learned many more leadership lessons from our years of entrepreneurship, but we want to learn from you. Tell us one leadership lesson that you have learned that has proven valuable in your career and life. Now we have a bonus lesson for you. Spend some time with your job and then try to teach other people how to do the same. That's all you need in life. The first thing to do is make a list of things that make you happy. Next, make a list of what you do on a regular basis. Third, compare the list. And four, modify as needed. If this is the only life you have, you should try to focus on what makes you happy and find a purpose in life. The one thing you've been working on this whole time is that, in order to be certain that two lists corresponds, it is important that you create a written list and double check to make sure they line up. If you find the right combination, do the same for others, because life is more enjoyable with great people. The advice of our mentor Naval Ravikant is to play long-term games with long-term people. First, find the right talent and then bring it together. Enable the right talent, motivate the right talent, grow the right talent, reward the right talent. Your role as a leader is to open doors for others who may not be able to open themselves and to determine if they would walk through the doors. Long term, you win that game, and we really hope you do. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and comment.